Thanks for joining us. You're watching ARIRANG News Break on this Friday, July 29th, here in Korea. Live from Seoul, I'm Han-daeun. Korea's output across all industries continued to rise in June thanks to a bump in the service sector. But as government's tax cut program has come to an end while corporate restructuring continues, maintaining this momentum in second half may be an uphill battle. We begin with Kim Min-ji.
Korea's output across all industries has risen for a second straight month. Statistics Korea says overall production inched up 0.6% in June from the previous month. The June figure was led by robust activity in the services sector, which rose 1% on month, mainly due to an uptick in sports and leisure activities, thanks to warmer temperatures, and a lift in the financial sector attributed to the record low interest rate. But the country's industrial output fell 0.2% on month.
Production in the mining and manufacturing sector fell due to slowing exports, as well as the base effect from last month, when it rose 2.7%.
Korea's exports, once the main pillar of the economy, have been on a downward spiral for a year and a half now, although the pace of decline did slow in June. While the overall output figures mark a significant recovery from the previous year, the Finance Ministry cautioned against too much optimism as the improvements come on the back of government policies, including a cut on consumption tax for automobiles. For the latter half of the year, conditions aren't expected to get much better, as the tax benefits ended last month and strikes in the automobile industry are expected to lead to a decline in production and sales. Other risks to Korea's industrial activity include the possible fallout from Britain's decision to depart the European Union, as well as a full-blown impact of the government's ongoing push for corporate restructuring, which may start to kick in. Kim Min-ji, ARIRANG News.
For the first time in Korea's history, a top prosecutor is being dismissed from office following a recent bribery scandal involving the nation's largest online game maker, Nexen. The prosecution said Friday that they have decided to remove Vice Minister-level prosecutor Jin Kyung-jun from his post for misusing his authority by receiving insider information on trading Nexen shares, as well as receiving kickbacks from Nexen chairman Kim Jong-ju. The prosecutor's office also announced that they've detained Jin and charged him with bribery. The Nexen chairman has also been charged but will not be held in custody. We'll bring you full coverage on the Nexen scandal in our evening newscast. 6 North Koreans who were responsible for helping 13 North Koreans defect to South Korea in April are set to have been executed. This comes on the heels of reports about Pyongyang's use of forced labor overseas to earn hard currency for the regime. Kwon So-ah has the details.
A public execution of 6 North Korean officials deemed responsible for a mass defection from a restaurant in China to South Korea was reportedly held on an order from North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. That's according to a report by Seoul-based Yonhap News Agency on Friday, based on a phone interview with the chairman of the abductees' family union in Seoul, Choi Sung-yong. He said sources who regularly travel between China and Pyongyang said that officials, including intelligence agents, were executed on May 5th with around 80 officials and 100 families in attendance. The South Korean government said it cannot confirm the execution as it's an internal issue of the North Korean regime. The news comes on the back of an increasing number of defections from the communist country in recent days. After the defection of 13 North Koreans from a North Korean restaurant in China in April, 3 others fled from a different restaurant at the end of May. In addition to that, an 18-year-old math prodigy has recently requested asylum in Hong Kong after he attended an international math contest there. And according to reports on Thursday, 4 officials, including diplomats and a high-ranking military official, defected during a business trip and are currently seeking asylum. If confirmed, it'll be the first defection from the North Korean military. Kwon So-ah, ARIRANG News.
Now to the latest in the race for the White House. Hillary Clinton has given an acceptance speech at the Democratic National Convention just hours ago, laying out starkly different views from her now official rival Donald Trump. Kwon Jang-ho has this report.
A moment of reckoning for America. a message and a warning Hillary Clinton pitched as she accepted the Democratic presidential nomination on Thursday night.
Powerful forces are threatening to pull us apart. Bonds of trust and respect are fraying. We have to decide whether we will all work together so we can all rise together.
In a nearly hour-long speech, she said one of her primary missions as the president would be to create more opportunity and more jobs, and acknowledged national security would also be a key issue. But much like Obama on Wednesday, she took the opportunity to aim a few punches at her Republican counterpart.
Well, please explain what part of America First leads him to make Trump ties in China, not Colorado, Trump suits in Mexico, not Michigan. Donald Trump says he wants to make America great again. Well, he could start by actually making things in America.
The Trump camp was quick to offer a response, calling the speech an insulting collection of cliches and criticizing her for not addressing the events of Benghazi or the latest email scandal, and for not using the term radical Islam. Introducing Clinton to the stage was her daughter Chelsea, who extolled Clinton's virtues as a mother and grandmother. She was just one of the heavy hitters to take the stage at the Democratic Convention this week, along with two presidents, one past, one present, as well as the current First Lady and Vice President. They seem to have had an impact, with TV ratings for the DNC so far topping those of the Republican Convention. Clinton's poll numbers have seen a bump as well. A Pennsylvania poll showed the Democratic candidate with a 9-point lead over Donald Trump on Thursday. Now the race for the White House begins in earnest, and Clinton is wasting no time. Next on her itinerary is a weekend tour of the Rust Belt states, key battlegrounds that both candidates will be fighting for until America goes to the polls on November 8th. Kwon Jang-woo, ARIRANG News.
And that's all for now. Keep it tuned to ARIRANG for more domestic and global news updates throughout the day. Thank you for watching.